Aaron Nola rolling as the starting pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. They lead it 3-1, and obviously fans here are very excited. Chase Senior, Newswatch 16, reporting live from an excited Citizens Bank Park. The final day of the 83rd Masters in Augusta will go down as one of the most iconic days in sports history, all because the Tiger Woods comeback story is finally complete. Tiger rocking the trademark red and black on a Sunday in search of his first major title since 2008. And he ended his final round sizzling hot. 3 birdies in his final 6 holes to finish 13 under for the tournament, including this epic tee shot on the par 3 16th that we'll be replaying years from now. And 2 holes later, here it is, the putt to seal it, giving Tiger his 5th green jacket. I mentioned EF1 tornado. You might be asking yourself at home, what does that exactly mean? Well, according to the National Weather Service, an EF1 tornado picks up wind speeds of about 86 to 110 miles per hour. You threw out that first pitch today. It looks like you still got it. Got that velo going.
It felt a little better than I thought it was going to feel. At least I threw a strike, so that's all I was trying to do.
He did throw a strike. He is not lying. For the 24th time in program history, Penn State will head down to Florida for a bowl game. The Nittany Lions record in the previous 23, 11-11-1. Week 11 here in the Superdome. The Saints drubbed the Eagles by 41 points, dropping the Birds to 4-6 on the year. Any hopes for a playoff berth seemed dashed for the defending Super Bowl champions. Even as an avid baseball fan, Brewer had no interest in playing professionally. Instead, he'd rather be behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Good evening, Scott. Summer and ice cream, it's a perfect combination. I want you to take a look at this 1975 retro ice cream truck. Sean Christie of McAdoo has been on the run for more than a month now. This all started in Schuylkill County, extended up to Canada, led back down to Lackawanna County, which brings us now to Drums in Luzerne County. The Rail Riders were down at PNC Field this afternoon looking for a 4-game sweep of the Buffalo Bisons. And Scranton Wilkes-Barre just continues to mash. Ryan McBroom right there with a go-ahead home run in the 4th. Then later in the inning, Kellen DeGlan just over the short porch and right for his first homer of the year. Rail Riders up 5-2. And how about this guy in the early going? Mike Ford, the big burly lefty, continues to rake. He was 2 for 3 today, including this RBI double. He also hit his 5th homer of the year. He's red hot. One of the hottest players in AAA baseball. Rail Riders win at 9-5. I'm usually wearing a suit or polo, dress shirt, tie. A little bit different. Driver's suit on today. All right, here we go.
We're going back to this part here when Chase said he got in on the fun today. That might be a little modest.
Yeah, when he said 80, he was saying 80 miles an hour was what he was clocked by the radar.
You don't realize how big these guys are until you come out and play with them. A lot of these guys play Division I, Division II basketball. I'm just a reporter out here trying to get buckets. He's got wheels. It's a figure of speech describing a speedy athlete. For 11-year-old Max Malik, wheels take on a much more literal meaning. These wheels define a different kind of athlete.
Run! 4th quarter, come on, offense!
I wouldn't really see myself as different. I would just see myself as like the same as other kids, just with a minor deficiency.
This is a story about perseverance, a story about toughness, a story about overcoming life's challenges and still remaining upbeat. This is Max Malik's story.
Max was born with spina bifida, and we did not know it until he was actually born. It was, definitely a shock to my wife. She was, a little upset. It took her probably 3 years, just to get over the initial, I can't believe this happened to us. Why did this happen to us?
Spina bifida. It's a birth defect in which a baby's spinal cord fails to develop. It's an incurable condition that leads to leg weakness or paralysis. Max has never had use of his legs, but that has not stopped a North Pocono 6th grader from playing football, hockey, or wrestling.
I'm a very, very competitive person. I like to compete, so that's how I'm always just upbeat and confident.
Reverse! Watch the reverse!
The doctors told us, kids like this, they either make a choice. They either, strive, or they sit back and they just let life go by. So, my wife and I, made an agreement, a pact with ourselves, like, he is not going to sit. We're going to get him involved in everything we can get him involved with.
competition has been a therapeutic outlet for Max ever since he can remember. It's also helped him cope with the loss of his mother, Mary Grella, who passed away in 2016 after a battle with colon cancer. Max was only 9 years old.
It was just like a very sad time for us, but every single day I try to do my hardest really for her and just to do it for myself and benefit.
There's times it's just throw your hands up in the air and just walk away or go out for a run or something like that, just to clear my head. Got to keep going. I have 2 boys and I have to worry about them. So.
And despite the adversity Max has faced, his spirit and determination are contagious. His impact as a leader is always felt on the sidelines.
You're a great football player. Just keep showing it. Just keep showing it. Just keep going at it.
We looked at a player here today that was very big and very strong and fast, and everybody realizes he looks at everybody that way, but he doesn't back down. He keeps trying, so everybody can gain motivation. They can look at him and say, listen, if he can do it, if he has that belief in himself, then I can too.
As for Max's message to other people who may have a disability,
I would just say, have your disability, treat that like an ability. You're not like any lower class just because of a disability. You're just like any other kid, any other adult. As long as you treat that disability like an ability, you'll have always a positive attitude and be successful in life.
baseball, and beer. It's a summer tradition that dates back decades and decades to the game's early years.
It just kind of goes with the season. Summertime's beer season, just nothing more relaxing than sitting back at a baseball game with a beer.
And here at PNC Field, home of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, brews and baseball are essential components to the fan experience. The New York Yankees AAA affiliate has nearly 30 beers on tap inside the ballpark, including 6 local breweries in northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
I think anytime we can support local business is it's a priority. And when you got a lot of great local breweries and flavor around here, it's fun. It makes it kind of easy to support some of those companies.
That list includes America's oldest brewery, Yuengling out of Pottsville, Free Will Brewing Company in Percy, Liquid Hero Brewery out of York, Pittston's own Susquehanna Brewing Company, Trogs based in Hershey, and Wallenpaupack Brewing Company out of Hawley. An effort by the team to support local businesses.
Baseball and beer, it's summertime, and you want to go to a ball game and have a beer, and it's great when we can have our products in the stadium.
It's just an excellent opportunity. I mean, you think of the Rail Riders affiliated with the New York Yankees. I mean, they get people traveling all up and down the East Coast that it just gains a lot of exposure for us to certain people that may never be familiar with our beer.
We did an event at Montage last year at the Rail Riders Stadium, and the local reception to our beer was huge, and that really caught their eye. And over the wintertime, we really just went back and forth and built the relationship up to where it is now.
And the Rail Riders sell these local craft brews at multiple locations around PNC Field, including this beer stand behind Section 28, where the line always seems to be several people deep.
That's terrific. It's good for the community, it's good for Warback and the Poconos.
I was in small business at one time, and I think it's great for business and everybody involved, actually.
And supporting local breweries is something the Rail Riders look to continue in future seasons. Chase Senior, Newswatch 16.